Here's the truth. If you treat your side hustle like a side hustle, that's what it's always gonna be. When I left my job, I had big dreams, marketing skills, and a whole lot of fear, but I didn't wait to feel ready. I built my business one intentional piece at a time. So today I'm gonna share with you 5 things I did to not only build a brand that looked good, but one that made full-time money. Today we're gonna jump right in and no jabbering in between. Number one is, do you know who cares? When I first started, I was trying to talk to everyone and touch every marketing surface under the sun, and it left me feeling stressed and scattered. When I got specific about who I was helping, that helped me a ton. I know you've heard it before, but you need to niche down, not forever, but for now. You need to ask yourself who your ideal customer is and what keeps them up at 2 a.m. In my branding workshops, I ask my participants to do one thing, and that is design an Instagram profile that represents their target audience. What would their bio say? What type of people do they follow? This helps them to visualize who their customer might be and find them online. Your marketing should feel like you're talking directly to them. Your job is to sell the solutions to the problems that they have. Number two is an area I still struggle with new product launches, webinars, and guides, and that is make it happen before you make it perfect. I spent weeks designing my logo and then rebranding a few years later, and do you know how many customers cared about my logo? Zero. Done is better than perfect, and your job is to show up consistently in your business, not show up perfectly. So, if you're waiting for a budget to create cinematic content to actually start posting, you're holding yourself back. The most important thing you need to ask yourself is, am I creating value and am I showing up consistently? I want you to ask yourself one question before you post a video or carousel. In the first 2 seconds, how am I convincing somebody to keep watching or keep reading? Once you've answered that question, you're on your way to creating highly valuable content that also performs well. Number three is a little bit controversial because as a social media manager, we manage clients across all platforms. But number three is to pick a platform and commit. If you're working full-time, running a business part-time, and trying to keep it all straight, I know you don't have time to post high-quality, unique content on Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and everything else under the sun. You're burned out and you're still not growing. So I want you to challenge yourself to focus on one platform and just cross-post that content to other platforms. Stop worrying about creating something that's in the exact right format for each platform because it's exhausting. And one day you will have the budget to have a team that creates a strategy for each unique platform, but that is a task for another day. Once you learn what works great on one platform, you can take that model, expand it, and then go to another. Also, don't feel embarrassed to leverage your personal social media following. When I was getting ready to leave my job, I started posting more regularly about marketing on my personal Facebook and Instagram. I probably lost some followers by doing that, but to be honest, that's kind of a win for me because if you don't want to support my business when it's in its baby stages, then I don't really want you to be my Facebook friend. Moving on to number four, which is build a brand, not just a feed. At various times in my business, my Instagram feed has looked super cute, but it hasn't spoken to my customers and said what I do and why it matters. As we've walked through in previous videos, your branding is more than your colors and your fonts. It's your voice, your story, and ultimately what transformation you're offering for your potential clients. Ask yourself what problem you're solving, what transformation you're offering, and does your content reflect that for your potential customers? If your feed looks a little scattered aesthetically, that's okay because aesthetics are going to take a backseat to the effectiveness of your content. Number five is make selling a habit. At the beginning of my business, I was showing up, I was teaching, I was leading brainstorming sessions, but I wasn't actually asking for the customer to follow through. I just assumed that people knew what to do next. They didn't. And while you should lead with generosity and your free offers, you should also make it clear what the next step is for your customers. I want you to get out of the mindset of I'm selling something to someone, and rather you're inviting them to work with you or inviting them to take a closer look at your product. That means two things. You should be talking about what you do often and having a clear call to action about the next step. All in all, your side hustle doesn't become your main hustle on accident. You have to have clarity, consistency, and confidence to show up every day and make it something meaningful. And ultimately, you have to show up before you feel ready. If this hit home for you and you're building a business or you have a big idea, let's connect. Put your website or booking link in the comments. Tell us a little bit about your business and what you're trying to build. Who knows, you might just find your ideal customer in this comment section. We're actually building a marketing platform for small business owners like you who want to take their side hustle to their main hustle, and we're so excited to launch later in the fall. If you are interested in this, click the link in the description and join the waitlist. We would love to send you an email when it's all ready to launch. All in all, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that reminder icon so you'll see our next video, and we'll see you next week.